Black Power, good morning. Right now, I am temporarily having to separate from my family. Shit in LA has just gotten that crazy. Nothing has opened up for us. We were fortunate to find someone who was willing to take my wife and kids in for now. We are most definitely grateful to that family and everyone who has been doing whatever you can for us to this point. People in LA who were able to temporarily open their doors to us. Other folks who have been financially looking out with contributions, donations, people who have been, buying the different products and providing us with information. But again, on the government level, there's nothing happening for people. Most of those situations is a joke, getting grant money and not provide any type of services to people. It's just crazy. If it were not for the support we've been getting, shit would have been way worse for us, as it is for a lot of other people. And I encourage everyone who knows of anyone going through this right now, be it a relative, friend, or just stranger, someone you frequently see, if you're in a position to do anything, do that. Because right now, people, if not losing their mind, they losing their lives in these situations. And again, these were orchestrated situations. But to just give everybody a brief summary of, what's been happening with us, because again, by no means are we asking people to inconvenience yourselves to provide us, with a comfortable means of going through this shit. But back in May, when we were asked to leave the place we were at, and again, we still don't know why, because we weren't given a reason, but we had been looking at that time. We were given a 2-month notice, so we were told in March. And we started looking, started saving. Nothing opened up. So in May, when we left, we initially went to a motel we had stayed in a few years ago. A few years ago, we had stayed in this motel for about 6 months. At that time, it was $70 a night. And I think that time we only slept in the car twice. Slept in other people's homes a handful of times. This time around, it went up to $85 a night. That's for 2 beds, and again, we have a family of 6. So, fortunately, we had 2 cots that left 2 other people to share the 2 beds we were having. But the money we saved up, got sucked up fast. Fortunately, because of the products and other services we provide and people supporting those products and services, we were able to, generate income to get other nights. The nights when it became a little harder, family, friends, comrades opened up their doors, for temporary stays. And by no means are we ungrateful for that. By no means are we looking at people, sideways anyway for not allowing us to stay long, because we get, people going through their own stuff, whether it's personally, relationships, financially, whatever. So we are grateful to have the support we have had. But, that went on from May up until about a month ago. I think that's when we first started reaching out to people, because we had been given an offer that we could possibly rent a room, but that fell through. So, those of you who we had communicated that to, it's not, we were bullshitting and trying to get you to open up your door another night or whatever. But, we initially were trying to get in a position to save up so we could pay those who were opening up their doors to us. But that fell through. About a week and a half ago is when we finally decided shit wasn't happening in LA, so we were looking at Lancaster, Palmdale, Victorville, Apple Valley, because renting and buying wise is most definitely a lot cheaper in those areas. but we couldn't get people who we knew out there to communicate with us as to whether or not we could temporarily stay with them, or if they knew any motels cheaper than the ones we were finding online. Because again, online there were a lot of the same prices. So we weren't in a position to go out there and get stranded, trying to hustle and grind and then pay for a room. But because we couldn't communicate to anyone out there, we had to abandon that idea. So again, when we reached out to those of you looking to go there, that wasn't a hustle either. And I think just recently, the last post I put up, I was speaking on a refuge owned and operated by a sister, and we were connected to her by mutual friends, comrades. And initially the sister bought the house back in the 80s, and she had it to where she was going to she was opening up to black folks who needed a place to sleep, place to stay, black people who were passing through the city and really they had nowhere else to go, or rather wanted to give their money to a black person. And for 30 plus years, that is what they were providing out of this house. Her partner recently transitioned a few years ago, and he was working a job where he had an income to help finance their operations, but he recently made his transition. So the sister just recently hooked up with another brother who talked her into using, I believe it's AirBnB. It's a situation where they find people who are visiting areas, and they're looking for something cheaper than the motel. So Airbnb finds people who are willing to rent out spaces in their homes. And the way it works out quite often is not black people coming into these situations. So whether they're coming for an event or to visit, or as some people speculate, they're coming to see possibly how they can further gentrify our communities. But on one end, that is what is happening in this sister's home. But then the other side of it, it appears the brother working with her also has a contractor where black people who come into the home are being asked to, work with a city contracted service to clean up downtown and other areas throughout the city. So, you go in and you automatically go to work for this company. And that was something, we were willing to do. My only request was that my family would be allowed to stay in the house as I went through the program, which initially it has 2 weeks of classes, and then your next 2 weeks you work until you get your check. So that's about a month of functioning until a check is drawn. And I was just requesting that my family be able to sleep there over this month, but also in the meantime, tween time, we go out and hustle up the money we need doing what we do, product, services, whatever. So there was hesitation as to whether or not they would, be able to let us in there without me just going through the program first. And, that wasn't possible to where I could just leave my family in the streets. So, I guess on their end, that didn't work out. So that led us to where we are now. With my family being in the care of, people outside of the immediate area. But we are most definitely grateful for that. So, moving forward, those of you who got people in a similar condition, most definitely, if you can, take them in. Because right now, ain't nothing happening for us out here in these streets, whether it's the non-profit government services, again, shelters right now, they have 6 to 8 month waiting lists. A lot of them are mainly focused on women 25 and under, and most definitely not with, probably more than 2, maybe 3 children. If, a sister got 4 children, they ain't got nothing for it. But again, since they're over 25, they ain't got nothing for it. But for brothers, they got nothing for you. It's basically be a slave and live in these lower class conditions. So, in the meantime, yeah, we all got to do what we need to do, but collective economics is most definitely part of the solution. But, LA, I'm not fighting just because it's Hollywood and, I want to live this, that, or the other way. But bottom line, that's my home. That's what I've known for the majority of my life. Moved to LA when I was 9 in 1980. I lived in Atlanta for a year and a half, from 96 to 97. But other than that, LA is what I know. And I'm not about giving up anything. And some people say that's stubborn or whatever, whatnot, but it's actually foolish on the parts of the people who are giving up, what we have. Once again, what's happening to us now is no different than what initially happened in Africa. People decided they wanted to go take what our ancestors had, and that process pattern has continued for one reason or another. They just use a fancy word today, call it gentrification, genocide, all these fancy words to rationalize the savagery that they are continuing to carry out. So, we most definitely have connected with a lot of brothers and sisters who also are resisting it in various ways. But this is it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? More you gonna come out with it, stand up now, come out that illusion that you okay, because it don't matter if you are anywhere in these major cities right now, whatever comforts you think you got now, over these next few months, I'm saying, we ain't even talking about a year now. Prior to this point, we've been telling y'all, year projections, but at this point right now, it's been expedited. So whether you think you own your own situation or whether you think you are getting that income to comfortably pay for the position you're in right now, all of that is going to be quickly interrupted. So initially, we got to start targeting these corporations, and now that I have nothing but time on my hands, we are asking y'all to join us. Starbucks most definitely is the first target, because Starbucks lets you know what communities they about to come in and attempt to take over. And like I was saying last time, right now, a lot of these corporations are being primarily financed by the people who they are preying on. So right now, that is what we are going to, one of the things we're going to engage in, but it's about to get real active because we can't just give up. When I say we, it's a small amount of us, and potentially it's more, but if those of you, who kind of see what's going on and y'all kind of figuring out where you're going to go, what you're going to do, it don't matter where you go. Like right here in LA, Lancaster, Palmdale, people yesterday were speaking on the valley fever that's occurring in those areas. They know where they're moving us to. And the things that are happening in those areas, again, is not coincidence. But years from now, people overcome that crap, build those communities up, guess what? They children coming to take that. So until we get back to the frame of mind and in the spirits of not giving up what we got, this pattern will continue. So that's why some of the shit that's about to happen is going to be happening. And again, we understand some people consider us too radical, too extreme, but to this point, we ain't been the ones, going out here savagely killing folks. All right? Genocide is what is happening to us. So in response to that, if you ain't figured out Jesus ain't coming and turn the other cheek, ain't stopping this shit, then you gotta question your own level of sanity. But yeah, that's where we at right now. So again, LA, we about to fight. And we hoping more of y'all, not just here in LA, but wherever you at, fight. Because we can win, we can make advances, we can get concessions if we fight. If we bow down and go along with this shit, man, these motherfuckers feeding us chitlins, man. I mean, McDonald's, where most of y'all go every day, they showing y'all, they feeding y'all some bullshit. These motherfuckers poisoning the air, the water. Y'all come the fuck on, wake up. You know, love y'all, need y'all. Get active, y'all. All power to the people.